Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to speak to you not just with words, but with the voice of dreams, of hope, and of action. Each one of you carries within you an energy, a spark, that can light up not only your path, but the lives of many. But how do we ensure that this spark becomes a shining star? Let me share with you a small aim is a crime. Set a goal so high that it scares you a little, but excites you even more. Success begins with a vision, a clear picture of what you want to become. But remember, dreams are not what you see when you sleep. Dreams are what keep you awake. Let your dream drive your action. See 5 timeless tips for success in life. Dreams are the foundation upon which every great achievement is built. When a person dares to dream big, they are not simply imagining a future. They are setting a direction for their life. Dreams are not mere fantasies or idle thoughts that come and go. They are deep, purposeful visions of what one can become and what one can do for others. A purposeful dream challenges you, stretches your limits, and demands your commitment. It is not content with mediocrity. It pulls you out of your comfort zone and pushes you into action. When you dream big with purpose, you are creating a goal so meaningful that it fuels your efforts, even when the journey becomes difficult. The power of a big dream lies in its ability to shape your identity. A student who dreams of being a scientist begins to think like one, to ask questions, to observe patterns, to study with focus. A child who dreams of flying aircraft begins to visualize the cockpit, read about engines, and understand the science of flight. Purposeful dreaming transforms behavior. It gives birth to self-discipline. You begin to wake up early, to study with intention, to avoid distractions, and to use time as a resource. The mind becomes sharp, and the spirit becomes unshakable, all because a dream is burning brightly inside you. Dreaming big is not limited by your circumstances. Some of the world's most inspiring stories come from people who began with very little, no wealth, no connections, and sometimes no formal education. Yet what they had was a dream that refused to die. They saw something greater in their future and believed that through effort they could make it real. This belief became a powerful force that directed their thoughts, shaped their decisions, and lifted them even when everything seemed against them. A purposeful dream gives you that kind of strength. It becomes your inner voice when doubt creeps in. It reminds you of who you are meant to become when the world seems to forget you. To dream with purpose is also to understand that your dream must benefit not only you, but also others. The greatest dreams are those that uplift lives, solve problems, heal pain, or bring joy. When your dream is tied to service, it becomes even more powerful. It carries the energy of contribution, of meaning, of legacy. A doctor who dreams not just of success, but of healing the poor, will work with greater passion. An engineer who dreams of building solutions for clean water in villages will study with greater determination. When you dream for others, your purpose becomes noble, and your path becomes meaningful. But dreaming alone is not enough. A dream without action is like a bird without wings. You must translate your vision into goals. Break it down into steps, into plans, into daily efforts. You must carry your dream not only in your heart, but also in your hands. Let your actions reflect your purpose. Let your work speak your vision. There will be obstacles, there always are, but a purposeful dream gives you the strength to endure. It reminds you why you started. It helps you rise each time you fall. In every great journey, it is the dream that comes first. And the dream, when held with purpose, clarity, and unwavering faith, has the power to change not just your life, but the world around you. The journey begins within, and the dream is the first light that guides the way. Knowledge is the most powerful tool one can possess, and the journey of acquiring it must never end. True success in life is not handed over by chance or luck. It is built on a foundation of continuous learning. From the moment we are born until our last breath, life offers lessons. Every experience, every person, every failure, and every success has something to teach us. To be successful, one must become a lifelong student, not just in school or university, but in the school of life itself. The world is constantly changing, and those who adapt and learn continuously are the ones who rise, lead, and inspire. Learning must be active, not passive. It is not enough to memorize facts or repeat what others say. One must seek to understand, to explore, and to question. Curiosity is the fuel of knowledge. Ask why the sky is blue. Ask how a machine works. Ask what makes people behave the way they do. Ask what causes poverty, what creates peace, and what inspires greatness. The moment you stop asking questions, you stop growing. Successful people are not necessarily those with the highest degrees, but those with the deepest curiosity. They are not satisfied with surface answers. They go deep, they research, they experiment, and above all, they keep their minds open. In today's world, knowledge is more accessible than ever. Books, online courses, mentors, documentaries, these are all around us, waiting to be tapped. But the key lies not just in accessing information, but in applying it. A person may know hundreds of things, but if they do not use that knowledge to improve their thinking, their work, or their contribution to others, then that knowledge is wasted. True learners are not only readers and listeners, but doers. They learn by doing. They try, they fail, they correct, and they grow. Their knowledge becomes wisdom because it is tested and refined through action. One must also be humble in learning. Arrogance is the enemy of wisdom. A truly intelligent person knows that there is always more to learn. They respect others' viewpoints. They listen more than they speak. They are open to feedback, even from a child, even from someone less educated, even from nature itself. They are always learning. This humility is what allows their knowledge to expand and evolve. No matter how much they achieve, they do not think they know everything. This mindset sets them apart. Learning should also be multi-dimensional. Do not confine yourself to one subject or one skill. A scientist can benefit from reading poetry. A business leader can learn from history. An artist can be inspired by mathematics. The most successful people draw knowledge from many sources and disciplines. This wide learning makes them creative, adaptable, and wise. It allows them to connect ideas, solve problems in unique ways, and understand the world in a richer, more meaningful manner. Knowledge is not only a means to personal success, it is also a responsibility. When you learn something valuable, share it. Teach others. Lift those around you. Knowledge multiplies when it is passed on. A truly successful person helps others grow, not just themselves. They use what they know to bring light to those still searching in the dark. That is the beauty of knowledge. It grows by giving. Let your hunger for learning never die. Let your eyes and ears remain open to the wonders of the world. Be a student every day. The more you know, the more you realize how much there is to learn. And in that realization, you will find not only success, but also purpose. Success is not the result of talent alone. It is the product of consistent hard work, guided by smart thinking. Many people believe that working hard means spending endless hours on a task, but true achievement comes when effort is combined with clarity, focus, and strategy. There is dignity in hard work, and there is power in intelligent work. When you bring both together, you create a force that can overcome even the most difficult obstacles. Hard work begins with discipline. It means showing up even when you don't feel like it. It means doing the same task again and again, improving each time, refining your skills, and staying committed to the goal. Whether it is waking up early to study, practicing an instrument, or building a small business from scratch, the path is always paved with persistent effort. Success does not come overnight. It grows slowly with every small effort, every late night, every early morning, and every moment you choose progress over comfort. But effort without direction can be wasted. That is where smart work enters. Working smart means knowing your goal clearly and finding the most efficient and effective way to reach it. It is not about doing more. It is about doing what matters most. Prioritize your time, focus on what adds real value, and learn to adapt. Sometimes, instead of working harder, you need to pause, think, and change your approach. Smart workers learn from others. They study successful people, they read, they ask questions, and they avoid repeating mistakes. They know when to push and when to pivot. Hard and smart work also means using your energy wisely. Your mind and body are your tools. Without rest, proper food, or balance, your energy fades and your work suffers. Success demands endurance, and endurance requires care. Taking breaks, staying healthy, and protecting your mental peace are not signs of weakness. They are signs of wisdom. You cannot climb a mountain without strength, and you cannot build a future without stamina. Another aspect of working hard and smart is time management. Every person on this planet has the same 24 hours. The difference lies in how we use them. Successful people value time like treasure. They avoid distractions. They don't waste hours on things that don't serve their purpose. They break big tasks into small goals, and they finish what they start. They build routines that support their dreams, and they follow them with consistency. One must also be willing to go beyond the minimum. Mediocrity is the enemy of excellence. Those who achieve greatness often do more than what is required. They read extra chapters, they practice longer, they take initiative, they volunteer, and they help others even when they are not asked. They don't look for shortcuts, they look for depth. They don't chase applause, they chase improvement. This mindset turns ordinary efforts into extraordinary outcomes. Lastly, never fear effort. Some people avoid challenges because they seem too hard. But it is only through effort that you discover your strength. Diamonds are made under pressure. Muscles grow with resistance. A mind sharpens when it struggles to solve problems. When you work hard and smart, every effort becomes a step forward, every mistake becomes a lesson, and every day becomes a chance to get closer to your dream. In life, there will always be someone more talented, more fortunate, or more experienced. But if you are willing to work harder and smarter than the rest, nothing can stop you from achieving success. Effort guided by intelligence is a power no obstacle can withstand. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is a part of success. Every person who has ever achieved anything great has faced failure. Not once, but many times. What separates the successful from the unsuccessful is not the absence of failure, but the response to it. When you fail, you are given a powerful opportunity to learn, to reflect, and to grow. Failure is a teacher that no classroom can replace. It is through failure that you understand your weaknesses, sharpen your strengths, and discover the true depth of your determination. Many people fear failure so much that they never try. They hesitate, delay, or give up too early. But failure is not something to run away from. It is something to face with courage. Every failure carries within it the seeds of improvement. A student who fails an exam learns how to prepare better. An entrepreneur whose idea doesn't work learns what the market truly needs. A scientist whose experiment fails understands what must be adjusted. These lessons are not setbacks, they are stepping stones. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the ability to act despite fear. When you fail, your confidence may shake. Others may doubt you. You may doubt yourself. But that is the moment to remind yourself of your purpose. Why did you begin this journey? What dream made you take the first step? That purpose must become your fuel. Stand up, not just with your body, but with your mind and spirit. Tell yourself that one failure cannot define your story. What defines you is your ability to rise again, stronger and wiser. The path to success is never a straight line. It is filled with detours, blocks, and sudden turns. If you expect everything to go smoothly, you are setting yourself up for disappointment. But if you accept that failure is part of the process, you will not be surprised when it comes. You will be ready. You will use it. You will turn it into power. This is the mindset of champions. They treat failure not as a wall, but as a mirror. It shows them what needs to change, and they change it. There is also a silent power in persistence. Many people stop after failing once or twice, but those who keep going, despite repeated setbacks, eventually break through. Think of a mountain climber. Each fall, each slip, each tired moment brings them closer to the summit, if they don't quit. The same is true in life. Persistence does not always guarantee success on the first try, but it guarantees growth, and growth leads to victory. You must also learn to ignore negative voices, both from others and from within. People may laugh, criticize, or tell you that you are not good enough. But remember, no one else knows the fire that burns inside you. Your belief in yourself must be stronger than their doubts. And when your own mind starts to whisper words of fear or weakness, respond with action. Do the work, take the step, try again. That is how you silence the noise of failure. With the volume of effort, failure will visit you. It visits everyone who is trying to do something meaningful, but it does not have to stay. Welcome it, learn from it, and then move forward. The most beautiful part of failure is that it prepares you for success in ways success never can. It gives you humility, resilience, and strength. And when success finally comes, it will taste sweeter, because you earned it through courage, not comfort. Success is not only about what you achieve, it is also about how you achieve it. You may climb to the top of your profession, earn great respect, or build something extraordinary. But if your journey lacks integrity and compassion, your success will be incomplete. Integrity means being honest, even when no one is watching. It means doing the right thing, not because it is easy or convenient, but because it is right. Compassion means caring for others, understanding their pain, and using your success to make a positive difference in their lives. Together, these two qualities form the heart of meaningful success. Integrity is the foundation of trust. Without it, no relationship, whether personal or professional, can last. A person with integrity does not cheat to win, does not lie to impress, and does not step on others to climb higher. Instead, they stay true to their values even when it costs them something. This kind of strength builds a reputation that no money can buy. People respect those who are consistent, dependable, and truthful. In the long run, integrity becomes your greatest asset. It protects you from regret, it shields you from shame, and it gives you the courage to look in the mirror and be proud of who you are. Compassion, on the other hand, connects you to the world. It reminds you that success is not only about personal growth, but also about lifting others along the way. A compassionate person does not ignore the suffering of others. They act, they listen, they help. When you are compassionate, you begin to see success not just as a personal goal, but as a responsibility. If you are a teacher, you teach with patience. If you are a leader, you lead with empathy. If you are an innovator, you create solutions that solve real problems. Compassion turns ambition into service. Some believe that being kind makes you weak. But in truth, kindness takes strength. It takes strength to forgive someone who hurt you. It takes strength to support someone else's success when you are still struggling. It takes strength to speak up for those who have no voice. Compassion is not soft, it is powerful. It brings people together, builds lasting relationships, and creates a world where success is shared, not hoarded. Success without integrity may be loud, but it is hollow. Success without compassion may be bright, but it is cold. The most admired individuals in history are not just known for their achievements. They are remembered for their character. They kept their promises, they helped the weak, and they stood firm for what was right, even when it was difficult. These are the qualities that give your success meaning. Integrity and compassion also guide you during difficult decisions. There will be moments when you are tempted to take shortcuts. You may see others succeed through dishonest means. You may wonder if you should do the same. But remember, a moment of dishonesty can destroy a lifetime of respect. Stay true to your principles. Do the right thing even if no one praises you for it. That is real strength. When you build your success on integrity and compassion, you don't just build a career. You build a legacy. People will remember how you made them feel, how you treated them, and what you stood for. And even after you are gone, the goodness you spread will remain. That is the kind of success the world truly needs. Not just successful people, but good people who succeed the right way. The most powerful dreams, ideas, and goals are useless without the courage to act. Many people have talent, intelligence, and even a clear vision for their lives, but they hesitate to take the first step. They wait for the perfect moment, the perfect conditions, or the approval of others. But success does not wait. It belongs to those who are brave enough to move forward despite fear, despite doubt, and despite uncertainty. Action is the bridge between intention and achievement. Without it, even the greatest dream remains just a thought. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the decision to act in spite of it. Every person who has achieved something remarkable has felt fear. But they did not let that fear decide their future. They stood up when it would have been easier to sit down. They spoke when silence felt safer. They tried, failed, and tried again, not because they were sure of victory, but because they believed in their purpose. That belief gave them the strength to take action, even when success was not guaranteed. And that action, repeated consistently, led them to their goals. Taking action also means being willing to start small. Many people wait for a big opportunity, a dramatic change, or a perfect plan. But in reality, success often begins with small steps. A student opens one book. A writer begins one paragraph. An athlete trains 1 hour longer. These may seem small, but each step builds momentum. Each action strengthens belief. You learn more by doing than by only planning. You discover new paths, hidden strengths, and unexpected allies when you begin to move. Even failure becomes a teacher once you start acting. The courage to act also involves taking responsibility. When you take action, you take ownership of your future. You stop blaming others or luck or circumstances. You realize that while you cannot control everything, you can always control your response. This sense of responsibility is deeply empowering. It shifts your focus from what you cannot do to what you can. It helps you see challenges as tests of character rather than obstacles to fear. Every action you take reinforces this power. With each step, you become stronger, more confident, and more capable. But action must also be consistent. One burst of courage is not enough. True success requires sustained effort over time. It means showing up every day, even when progress is slow, even when no one is watching, even when you feel like giving up. This kind of commitment is rare, but it is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. You must act not just when things are easy, but especially when they are hard. That is when courage matters most. You must also be willing to act without full certainty. The truth is, you will never have all the answers. The path will not always be clear, but clarity comes through motion. Confidence grows through experience. Don't wait to feel completely ready, because that moment may never come. Start with what you have, where you are, and grow as you go. Take that first step, then the next. Each action will light the path forward. The future is not something you wait for. It is something you build with your own hands, and the first brick is always laid with action. Courage does not guarantee that you will succeed immediately, but it guarantees that you will begin. And only those who begin ever have a chance to reach their destination. So act, even if you are afraid, even if you fail, especially if you dream, because a dream without action is a whisper, but a dream with courage becomes a voice that changes the world.